Well, hi everybody, this is Colin Sprake, and we're looking, today we're actually doing the interviews for KAP-IT Success, just going through the process of really getting people to understand what KAP-IT Success really is and what it entails. And for some of you might be listening to this as a recorded version versus some people that are listening live. I have I actually have one person live with me, so other people might join as we go through today. But the key thing is to make this short and sweet, really give you the final interview, what KAP-IT Success is all about, so people really understand what they're getting into, number one. And number two is understand that this is just the final interview process. This doesn't mean you're actually going to be absolutely accepted into KAP-IT, because my goal is for you to understand how powerful the group actually is, but also understand what you're coming to every single month. So let me get into this. Really, my number one goal for all of you around that are listening to this is to understand that KAP-IT Success is your own board of advisors. It's not a group networking event. In fact, I'd highly recommend you do not do business together. The reason being because, like you see in your reports and your updates that you have already, if you start doing business together, your issue for the meeting could be the person you do business with. And that's the biggest challenge as well. So be very careful. I'd highly request that you not do business together as part of your KAP-IT Success group. You can refer business to each other, but highly recommend you refrain from doing business together. One of the most important things before coming to your KAP-IT Success meeting, your first meeting, once you're accepted into the group, is to make sure you've done the Profit Warrior online and that you have your one-page business plan done as well. Because you need to have your cash flow done for the next 12 months as well as your one-page business plan. That's an important part before you even come to your first meeting, because it will be requested once you join an existing group or a brand new group. They're going to ask you for your one-page plan and for your cash flow to be part of your member update. One of the key things I highly suggest as well, that you're deciding to join KAP-IT, but you're going to be doing this for 6 months prior to making any decisions of is a group working for you or not working for you. It takes a long time to trust people, build trust around the table. You're sharing financial statements, you're doing a whole bunch of different things around the real confidential side of your business. I want to make sure that you really understand that it takes 6 months to get this experience in place, and make sure that you're not just coming to see how a meeting goes for 1 or 2 meetings. If that's your intention, please, by the end of this call, just email me and say, I've only got my toe in the water, I'm half pregnant, I'm not fully pregnant yet with KAP-IT Success. There's no space for people that aren't fully committed. Either you're committed, if you're interested in joining the group or seeing if it's going to work for you, maybe for the odd 1 or 2 meetings, please don't waste our time, and we won't waste your time either. This is for people who are absolutely committed to getting their businesses to the next level and wanting to go to the next level as well. The most important thing is the meetings actually happen once a month. Typical meeting length of time from the minute we start the meeting to the minute we finish is around 4 hours. That's just I call that the tip of the iceberg. The member update that you have, that you'll get an email on if you haven't already received the email once accepted into a group, the member update you need to take at least a couple of hours to put that member update together, because the more you put into the update, the more we can help you. It's just that simple. The meeting is not, finally to actually update people on what's happening. The meeting, typically the reports are due in 48 hours before your meeting date, excluding weekends and public holidays. So if your meeting's on a Monday morning at 8 a.m., then your report needs to be in Thursday morning, 8 a.m. So people have 48 hours prior to the meeting to review your member updates. If you're consistently late with your member update, it only takes 2 meetings, and we'll actually ask you to either sort it out or leave the group, because getting your report done at the last minute, spending 10, 15 minutes on your member update is really not conducive to getting the best out of KAP-IT Success. Most of the time during the month, you'll take a couple of hours to do the member updates. Then you have your actual meeting itself, which takes around 4 hours once a month. And after that, there's going to be various things you need to do. Number one is you'll get the minutes from the meeting, plus you get the action items that are required from the meeting. Those things need to be actioned and done. It'll take you maybe a couple hours, sometimes longer, after the meeting throughout the course of the month. You are more than welcome to interact with each other throughout the month. This is not a board of advisors that meets once a month and that's all you do. You actually can meet outside of the meeting. I highly suggest you meet with each other, learn each other's businesses inside out, so that during the course of the month, you can really assist each other and give each other feedback, bounce ideas off each other. This is truly your own personal board of advisors, what I call your personal board of directors. They don't really have any emotional attachment to your business because they have no financial investment. So you always get good, solid advice. Now, that's one of the key things I want to come to in terms of being a really good business owner. KAP-IT Success, there's no education sessions. Just so you know that, we are reliant on the 6 people around the table to give each other feedback, help each other, build each other up to the next level. Our number one thing we rely on in KAP-IT is that you've read the reports 48 hours before you get to the meeting. During the meeting itself, you get a certain amount of focus time. Typically half an hour per business gets focused where you're in the hot seat for your business. Now, the more you put into the reports, the more we can help you during that hot seat. And of course, the other 3.5 hours, you might say, well, that's devoted to other business owners. Yes, but you learn just as much when they're busy helping other business owners as they do when they're actually helping you. So really, really important that you understand that during the meeting, you're pulling from your experience. What do you know as a business owner? What are your personal experiences been in building a business? That you can really help other people get from A to B with the least amount of stress, the least amount of financial implications, and the least amount of head bashing, because you've had the experience, and that's how you can help people so they go to the next level. Everyone around the table has different experiences. Some people have experience in marketing, some people have experience in operations, other people experience in production in terms of what we do for KAP-IT Success. So that's one of the most important things. You bring your experience to the table, and if any of you are on the listening to this say, Colin, I don't have the experience, I don't have the experience to bring anything to the table, then we need to really talk about your membership in KAP-IT, because the most important thing that you bring to the table are your personal experiences to help other people get ahead quicker with the least financial implications. Really, really important, because our goal is to see you growing in KAP-IT. This is not a group where you meet and pat each other on the back and see how things are going. The most important thing with KAP-IT Success is, I always say, you love each other, but you might not always like each other. So think about this as we go through, because during the meeting, if you walk out of the meeting and say, oh, that was a lovely meeting, that was good chit chat, what have you, you probably didn't have the best meeting. You walk out of that meeting going, I got my butt kicked and I feel like I got a few bruises and a couple of punches on the forehead. Well, then you had probably a really good meeting. The biggest thing is not to be ugly in any way. Make your marks. The philosophy is we are a bit of a tough love culture. The only way we get people to change the way they do things is by really holding them accountable to higher standards and doing things that make them very uncomfortable to get in the growth they need, to get in the actions, to receive certain actions, or go through certain actions to get different results. You will sign a confidentiality and a non-disclosure agreement, really, really important. Even during the meeting, I want you to understand one thing. Like Elaine's on the line with me, so Elaine, if your business is doing extremely well, and I know that through the meeting because you're in the group with me, and that's awesome. If I leave the group and I say to anyone else, even I know your finances, I know your numbers, even if I see another student or anything like that and I say, wow, Elaine's business is doing really well, that's a breach of confidentiality. It doesn't matter what your business is doing, all you as members that are coming into a group, understand one thing, that any kind of breach, whether the person's doing well, poorly, what have you, that's got nothing to do with anyone else other than the members in the group. So please understand that you are signing a confidentiality non-disclosure agreement to really ensure that you do not let any part of information about a person's business out of the bag without their written consent. Really, really important. It does take, in order to cancel a meeting, if you cannot make a meeting, you do have to let us know 30 days prior. This is not like a best mindset meeting where you decide on the day whether to show up or not or what have you. This is your board of advisors. You're letting people down by not showing up. You might say that not much has happened in your business for the month, or something's gone wrong, or you haven't done your member update. That's when you really needed to be at the meeting, because that's when you really need to be held accountable and held to a higher standard. And if there's no such thing as not showing up on the day, you have to be pretty much on your deathbed to not show up at a KAP-IT Success meeting. You plan your entire schedule around your KAP-IT Success meetings. So if something comes up, unless unless it's extremely important, detrimental to your business, that you make sure you plan your entire schedules, life and everything around your upcoming KAP-IT meeting. They are normally planned 30 days out. And we do require that if you are going to be missing a meeting, maybe in July or something like that, you're going overseas for 6 weeks for family or what have you, that you let your group know prior, way in advance, and definitely minimum of 30 days notice. If you miss a meeting for whatever reason, just don't show up for a meeting. You pay for the meeting anyways. It's just one of those things. That's why we've instituted KAP-IT, because we want people to be seriously committed. And should you decide last minute just to not show for the meeting and you're on a monthly membership with us in KAP-IT Success, we will still charge your credit card. as part of not showing up for the meeting. And you still, even if you don't show for the meeting, you still have to send your reports to your members as respect to all the membership as well. Most people don't really realize that. They think, well, if I'm not going to show for a meeting, even if you're overseas or away, then you get your report done before you go away. So people get your updates continuously. So then month to month, we can completely help you. There's 60 days notice required to cancel a KAP-IT Success membership. Like I said in the beginning, though, we request that you give us 6 months to start off with. Because I know I've watched this process work many, many times with people. And people get into 2 or 3 months, they hit a bit of a challenge, or they think things aren't going where they should be. I can promise you one thing. The group is there to serve you, get you to the next level. And hence why we now do these interviews to let people know where we're going and what's required. And I will come to questions in a moment, Elaine, any kind of questions you have as well. So we do require 60 days notice required to cancel a membership. My request is, I've been in a group like this. I was part of a group for 13 years and I never missed a meeting. The key thing is I plan my life around it. Why? Because I love the advice and the input I got. And now I have my own personal board of directors of Make Your Mark. Hence why I no longer belong to one of those meetings myself anymore. My personal board helped me every quarter and help me get to the next level as well. My goal is to help you every month to get you to where you need to be as well. One thing I'll let you know as well, there are such things as emergency meetings. Should you have something come up in your business that is absolutely detrimental to your business. We had one client have this happen recently where her business got highly impacted by the falling Canadian dollar. She was making around 25% margin in her business, but all of a sudden the Canadian dollar fell by 30%. Now all of a sudden she's making zero, if not maybe negative 5%. It actually caused her to close down her Toronto operations completely, and she called an emergency meeting. You can call a conference meeting if you want, or you can call an actual live meeting with enough notice, people to get together to serve you and help your business get to where it needs to be. It's really, really important that people understand that you are allowed to call emergency meetings, but it has to be an emergency. If your marketing's gone sideways for some reason, that's one thing. But if there's something that's impacting the financial well-being of the company, the reputation of the company, and you're not sure what to do, you're more than welcome to first start off with a conference call anytime in between the sessions, or if it's really that urgent, call an actual emergency meeting. And we just had one of those recently to help one of our students, and that was fantastic. Her business has now started to turn a corner and out of that situation that she was in, merely by making sure she got more focused in the US market and got more US clients to take the exchange rate out of the equation. Are there any questions from your side, Elaine? Anything that you got that has come up for you? Any concerns?
Can you hear me, Colin?
Sure can.
Hello, Colin. I'm honored to be a part of Make Your Mark. It's just fabulous, and I cannot stop raving about it. So you will feel that.
Thank you, sweetie.
So one of my questions is, when your group is unable to meet, how do you get that advice that you're seeking? Because everyone is busy, and I get it. And we've just recently had a hard time meeting up together.
So that's why these calls, Elaine, because the big thing for me is, everyone's going through an interview process now. I have no qualms in mentioning your group was one of the ones that was challenged. Number one, because we allowed people into the group that should never been in the group. Some of those people actually should be back in best mindset and not in KAP-IT Success. So this is a new process we've now created so that you never ever have to miss a meeting. You can request to move a meeting, but there will never be a meeting missed on a monthly basis.
Okay.
Just that simple, because the groups I've had one group with me for nearly 6 years. They've never missed a meeting.
I see. Yes. So I think we've missed.
Yeah. So I'm good with that. If you miss 2, that's because the things, there's not the quality of people that should be in. And number one, and I'll take full responsibility for this. If we don't have these kind of interviews with the people up front to let them know what the expectations are, then people will play with it as if they think it's best mindset, think they're going to get education there and what have you. They are very different. This is hold your feet in the fire, if not your whole body in the fire. And the people who want to play business, we don't want in KAP-IT Success. We want people who are serious about building and committed. And we might have done you a disservice having a few people that aren't that committed, but also at the same time, we've got to take responsibility for not setting the expectations up front. Okay. And hence why we now do these interviews.
I see. Okay. I appreciate it. I love what you said, that, these KAP-IT groups are about giving, about coming in and seeing what you have to offer and having expertise in something so that you can share. So I'm excited about that. And And the group of people I did meet with, just fabulous people. I can't wait to meet again because, as you said, sometimes we have these issues that we just need other people's feedback because they are outside of the picture. So I am craving for that, Colin. So I
Cool, cool.
look forward to when I have that next meeting.
Beautiful. Well, but we'll make sure it happens. And we got Giselle on board now, and Giselle's going to make sure that there's nothing gets missed, and no meetings are moved. People in your group will be given this recording so they can listen to it, and they need to make a decision if they want to continue to be part of the group, because I think people haven't heard the expectations of what's required from a KAP-IT Success member. And for me, I really want to make sure that people get why they come into the group. There's your personal board of advisors, and you give as much as you receive, and I can tell you, you'll always win in a KAP-IT Success group.
I agree. Looking forward to it.
Beautiful. I think, let me just double check with anything else. So some of the key things that people might be wondering, well, do I really qualify for KAP-IT Success? So here's the thing. If you're listening to this recording of this call or listening to it live and you're going, do I really have what it takes to be a KAP-IT Success member? The most important things you need to be a KAP-IT Success member is control of all three aspects of your business: production, operations, sales, and marketing. If you are a solopreneur or maybe in a network marketing company or whatever, probably KAP-IT's not for you. You know, solopreneurs, the big thing with solopreneurs is they don't really have a board of advisors around them. They might not have a ton of experience yet in business. So what you really need to be part of a KAP-IT Success group are a good solid business with some good, with some track record. Even if your track record financially is not fantastic, at least you've got a good track record, solid product or solid service or a combination of the two, moving it forward in the right direction. A good set of financials, so at least have an idea where your numbers are, whether you're using QuickBooks, FreshBooks, any one of the other softwares. It doesn't matter. Having a team on board, whether you have some staff already, some subcontractors that you work with. You've got to have more than just being by yourself and working alone by yourself every single day. Like yourself, Elaine, you've got some distributors that are working for you and with you. There's some really good solid things around that. And I know your hubby works with you as well in terms of looking at like the funnel side of the company and really putting a solid strategy together around the online side of things as well. And more so than anything is the big solid business experience, that you have really good solid business experience to bring to the table. Like you do, Elaine, you understand production, you've gone overseas with production, you understand production cross-border. That's really helpful to people that are in a product-based business. And our goal with the groups now is to actually take the groups and put the people in the not similar industries, but similar identities. In other words, if you're a service-based company, we'll have you in groups which are other services. If you're a product-based company, we'll have you with groups that are product-based. And then, of course, at the different levels as well. If you're a company that's product-based doing $5 million a year, we'll put you in a group with other people that have the similar challenges. Because some people, the biggest thing with KAP-IT, most of the time you're not challenged in finding customers. You've got to that level where best mindsets help you find your clients. Now we're looking at how do we systematize, automate, and get things to the next level around operations and what have you. That's what KAP-IT Success is all about. And the biggest thing around KAP-IT too is having your own personal board of advisors around you. So not just your board of advisors with KAP-IT, but also like some other advisors, maybe a lawyer, accountant, bookkeeper that you actually utilize in your own business, not on a daily basis or monthly or anything like that. At least you've got some advisors there that you can go to should you need them. That's really important as well. So KAP-IT Success really for me is getting you to work on your business and start taking some time away from your business as well, not just having your business control your life. At Best Mindset, it's all about getting your business to the next level, getting it successful. There's no real time off in Best Mindset. It's just work hard, get going. And when you get into KAP-IT, it's like, let's start to get some time off, take some time away, and really build your business to the next level. And then as you grow, we'll pull you out of different groups. Possibly, I know you'll love to be in the same group forever, but sometimes you might grow exceptionally. We have one member who's grown, their business has multiplied many times in the last 2 years. That person's going to be pulled out of the group they're in because they're substantially bigger than all the other companies in their group. Their challenges now, the other members in the group cannot help them with. So as you go through your best, just not your best, but your KAP-IT Success membership, we might pull you out of the groups, put you into different groups, not regularly. This might happen once a year, what have you, maybe once every 2 years, to put you in the group where you're going to get more challenge to take you to the next level, because we'll have different levels of KAP-IT Success depending on the size, volume, revenue, profit, all that kind of stuff, number of employees, what have you as well. So it's just a really cool process of moving people up. Best Mindset's just one single level, but definitely KAP-IT Success will have people at different levels, a different board, So Elaine, as you might go through with us and get to the next level, not as you might, as you go through with us and we get you to the next level, you might outgrow the people that are part of your group and we'll move you to the next level. And that's our goal as we grow KAP-IT Success, to keep our finger on the pulse of where things are at least once a year. You're doing check your pulse, see where your business is at, so you can make sure that you're always being challenged and moving ahead with the right people around yourself. Sometimes you might be the guru in your group in certain things, but I can tell you there's other people in your group that are really good at what they do as well. Completely different industries, different ways of doing things. So any other further questions before we sign off, Elaine?
No, I am good. I'm very excited to keep going.
Beautiful. So do you understand what's required then? So you're fully understanding of what's required from a KAP-IT Success point of view?
Yes, I feel that fire burning.
That's fantastic. And for everyone else listening, I really want you to understand this. Like our goal is, this is an interview process. For some of you, you're already in groups. We wanted to get you to listen to this. Others of you, we are looking at this as a final interview. If there's any questions you have, please make sure you send them to Giselle here at the office, or contact the office and phone us, and we'll then support you in any way that we can. The big thing I want you to understand is that do not come into a group with your toe in the water. If you're thinking of testing the water, this is definitely not the place for you. Please come in with the absolute intention of committing to 6 months, being with us, and let's moving it to the next level. And those, if there's any concerns, phone our office, and we will also be in touch with you once you've heard this recording, to make sure that, once you've heard the recording, be in touch with us to say, yes, I'm committed, or I have some concerns, and then we'll get you into the right group and to help your business grow to the next level. We are absolutely committed here at Make Your Mark to getting all the KAP-IT members and all our students to the next level. And KAP-IT is a really integral part, and we love working closely with our KAP-IT members because they really are the people that are taking serious initiative, getting focused, and putting commitment around their KAP-IT Success board meetings once a month to get themselves to the next level. So thank you so much for your time, Elaine. It's been awesome having you on this call with us today and on this meeting. Any final questions before we leave off?
I am good. Thank you so much, Colin.
Thank you so much, Elaine, and thank you everyone else for listening. We look forward to hearing from you. Remember, you have two options. Either let us know that you're moving ahead with the group and you're super excited, or no, I have some concerns, and you call the office. Both ways, the ball's in your court now to be in touch with us. Elaine, of course, you're fine. You're on the line with us. You've let me know that live today. But anyone else, please make sure you contact us. We will not be chasing you. You contact us. It's part of the commitment you put into KAP-IT. People don't chase people in KAP-IT. You have to do the work to get to the next level. Thank you so much, Elaine. I wish you an awesome month ahead, and look forward to you having your next meeting as well.